What are we going to do with this van? We know that this van is not going to be a van that is cruising coast to coast for a month or 2 months at a time. This van is being put together for employees at VanSpeed and VanMart to use on the weekends. A couple day trip to the beach, up to the mountains to go snowboarding, out to the desert to go dirt bike riding. So knowing that we are going to go to those places, we can get into what parts we're going to need. We're going to need a vent fan, that's for sure. We're going to need a heater. We'll need some 12-volt sockets to charge up our laptops, phones, a refrigerator. So there's a few things that we're going to need. We know we're not going to run an air conditioner, so our power consumption needs are not that great. We're also going to need a water pump. We're going to have an outside shower in this van, we know that for sure, and we are going to have a sink. While we're getting in here and we already have everything apart in this van, we might as well pre-run some wires for any exterior lighting, whether it's going to be a front light bar or some camp lighting. Let's just get it wound up and up in the ceiling. Now that I've gone over all the components that are going to be inside this van, let's talk about what is going to power up all those parts. And that is going to be the EcoFlow Delta Power Kit. It's a power station that has 12-volt supply all built into it, a shore power plug, a couple USB deals that we're probably not going to be using, but they're there if you do need them. The EcoFlow Delta Power Station Kit is going to come with the EcoFlow system itself, a alternator charger, all the cabling you get from your alternator area back to your EcoFlow system. This whole entire kit's going to run you about $3,400. So along with the EcoFlow system is a component that we have never used before, but it is a $50 part from Amazon that our good friend Dimitri at Search Applied told us about. So what this is going to do is it's going to take the AC out of the EcoFlow and turn it back into DC so we can power up our LED lights. So supposedly the DC that comes out of the EcoFlow is a little unstable and it can make your LED lights flicker and do some weird things, but coming out of this, your lights work perfect. Along with all these hard components that we have here, we also have our obvious wire. So we're going to be using a collection of 10, 12, and 14 gauge wire for everything in the van. Make sure you do your homework and you are running the appropriate gauge wire for whatever the systems are that you plan on putting in your van. It is very important. All those wires have to go somewhere, and that is to a Blue Sea 12-volt fuse panel. We use these in pretty much every van that we do at VanSpeed, and we are also going to be using this in the Transit. These can be on Amazon for about 50 to 60 bucks. They're reliable. They're definitely like the choice fuse panel. At this stage, we've already started to pre-run some wires in this thing. So we've decided where these components are going to live. We know the EcoFlow is going to be on the driver's side, and our Blue Sea distribution panel is going to be on the passenger side. What I like to do is nothing crazy professional, but I just draw up a little sketch of the van's floor plan and where the parts are going to be. And I run all my wires just in a couple different colors here just to keep me on track with running these wires. I don't want to forget anything. This is definitely the point where stuff is going to start getting installed and we do not want to forget any wiring. So listing it down either in the list or in a drawing is definitely going to help prevent anything being overlooked. All right, so here's my little doodle. So on this doodle, like I said, it's to keep track of making sure I get all my wires ran. I can take a look here and I can see I'm gonna have a 12-volt light here. I know I need a dimmer switch here. There's our fan. This is gonna be our exterior lighting that is for the future. We're not putting this in right now, but we do want to pre-run the wires. So if you look over here, we have our wire coiled up in the wall, ran down the A-pillar to the dash already. This is gonna go on for a while, but at least we know it's here. And if we have to remove a small little piece, it's gonna be so much easier in the future just to have that there, poke through the roof and get to our rack. All right, so on the driver's side, we are also putting that nice $50 little Amazon hack piece right here, and that is what's gonna supply our 12 volts over the ceiling back to the passenger side to our Blue Sea fuse panel. And from there, we're gonna branch off, go to our fridge, go to our water pump, some overhead lighting. It's gonna wrap all the way around, up and over to our outside shower. We're gonna have a switch out there because we want to be able to stand out there and turn on the pump and turn off the pump. So it might be a little redundant because we're also gonna have a switch on the fridge side. When it comes to the heater has a decent amount of pull upon startup. So that one we are actually gonna home run from under the passenger seat all the way over directly over to the EcoFlow location to pull the power directly. So you can see our electrical system and our needs for this electrical system are very minimum. The EcoFlow is going to have no problem powering everything that we have in this van, and it's sweet because it's literally just one product that we need to install in this van. It's just going to make it so much easier.